Hello everyone, welcome to a review of Payday 3, a first-person shooter game that just came out.
Get the fuck down!
Alright, to start off, the story of this game is, well, non-existent. There is a bunch of cutscenes and videos that you can watch, but other than that, it's mostly a gameplay game and you won't be getting any real story out of it. It is not story oriented at all. So let's get on to the gameplay and control. You start out the game with 8 heists available for you. You can choose whichever one to start with. You don't have to do the first one. You can play this game with a keyboard or a mouse, or a controller. This game has no open world. You can only travel within the allowable zone of the heist. Each heist has a different objective and events, and this game is co-op oriented. If you don't have enough friends, there are always bots available. It is a 4-person co-op. So on all maps you have the options of going into it gun blazing, or you can use stealth to fulfill all the objectives. The objective does change once you are detected or you start shooting.
I can swear I just saw something.
This game does have a level systems, and you do level up as you play the game and fulfilling objectives and challenges. New guns are based on levels. There are a variety of guns and you do have to level them. There are new guns that you can buy and they are pretty much based on level. They can get pretty expensive as you progress in the story, and each gun does have its own experience bar and levels. So as you level them up, you can buy upgrades and customize each gun's. Grenades and knives are unlocked as you level up as well. You start out with grenades and then you eventually unlock flashbang and then knives and one more as you progress in the story or progress in your levels. Enemies, this game has a bunch of them. They comes in waves and they are all cops. So it starts out with regular guards within the bank. You can kill them, you can take them as hostage, that's really up to you. There'll be regular cops with armor, and then there are cops with electrical zapper. There are tanks, which are cops wearing a shit ton of armor. And then there are roger. They are ninja-like cops that will literally take you down with one hit and you cannot do anything about it and have to wait for help from your buddies. There are special currency in the game called C-Stacks. They are for you to purchase specialized weapons with additional perks on them. The C-Stacks are on a timer, so you can only buy so much every week, and once you max them out you have to wait for the following week to buy some more. Skill. This game has a large skill tree, and in order to start on each skill tree you have to set them on research, so that after they're done researching you can start investing your skill points into them. And skill points in this game are pretty much free. You can reset them at will, and that means that if you don't like one skill you can go ahead and take out the skill and put it in another category anytime you want. In general, the game difficulty is very hard even though you are on normal. The reason for this is because the location of the objectives. If you're not familiar with the map, you're going to be running around taking time and trying to find what you're looking for. Sometimes the objectives are pretty vague. You're going to have to figure out what it means. You could be spending 10 minutes just running around trying to look for a keypad pin. During those 10 minutes, a bunch of cops is going to come in several waves, which is going to chip you down in your ammunition, HP, and other all kinds of other resources you may be carrying. Another feature of the game is, of course, lock picking. This has been consistent, I think, in all of the Payday games so far. You have to pick locks. Some of the locks you cannot pick because you need key cards for them, but most of the locks you can pick. Items. There are a bunch of consumables that you can bring on each map, and you do have to purchase them after every map or after every use. And some of them are like ammo bags, armor bags, zipline bags. For normal, I don't even think you need to bring any of these. It's just additional in case you need it. There should be enough ammo around, laying around the map, and drop from the cops that you kill. You really don't need to bring any additional ones. I'm assuming when you go onto hard mode, you're gonna need to bring them because it gets pretty hard. The graphics of this game, I will give it an 8. There's a lot of options you can take on and off, and it does have the OSS, so if you have an NVIDIA graphic card, that will be pretty nice. You can turn the resolution down and turn on the OSS, and supposedly you're gonna have the same experience with better frame per second than if you are playing at native resolution. I am playing it on a GTX 2080 Ti water cooled, and when I play the game I don't see any stuttering or lagging, so I would say it's very well optimized. So when it comes to value, I'm gonna give this a 4 mostly because the game costs a lot. A standard edition will cost you $40. A silver edition will cost you $70, and all that brings you is a silver mask and a season's pass that's worth maybe 2 heists. And then there's lastly the gold one, which costs $90, gives you 2 masks, a glove, and 4 additional heists. Now, I don't really believe that you should buy a game for the promise of additional heist or any additional feature in the future. So as of right now, as the game stands, I really believe that this game is not worth it due to the fact that there's only 8 heists. Unless you like repeating the heists every day, I don't think it's worth it. Another thing to note with these edition is that the items that are included, the special bonus contents, are all cosmetic, meaning they don't give you any special bonuses, stats, or anything like that. For replay value, I'm going to give this game a 6. This all comes down to some of the bugs that are at launch. So matchmaking doesn't work 100% of the time. I've had issues with it. There are several times where I try to matchmake with any of the maps, and it will just spin and spin. It won't match me with any of the games. So I feel like sometimes the server does go down and it's not 100% yet. But since it's a new game, I'm going to give it some slack for that. However, this is a very repetitive game. So you are going to be, if you want to get the most out of this game, you're going to be repeating all 8 of the heists a lot to get the achievement and to level up your items, your guns, and your character. If you're dead set on getting all the weapons leveled and the character to max, this game is perfect for you. But if you are somebody like me who gets bored easily with repeating the same objective all the time and there's no new content or no new variation to the content, this game is not for you. So again, with the future DLC, this game may be worth a revisit. However, for now, I will give it a thumbs down because it's not worth it to me at this point. There's promises of 8 more or 4 more heists at this point, but I'm not gonna hold anything on that. Dev can change their mind at any point in time, and they can scrap the whole game if they don't get enough support. So again, you shouldn't buy this game for any promised content. Any game, for that matter, for the promised content. It should come out complete, and all the feature that we want to play should be there. The trend of getting games and then waiting for the dev to finish developing it and we pay more money for that process is getting a little bit out of hand. So with a score of 5.8, I am going to give this game a thumbs down. I do not think it is worth it, especially at the price of $90. If you want to try out the game, I highly recommend buying the standard edition because, again, We should not buy anything with a promise from the developer that there will be more content in the future. Development can be stopped at any time, and there's no guarantee that we will get anything out of that season's pass. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time.